Hello, today I'm going to be going over Portfolio 3. First is audition and hearing. There's a part of a piece of music that every single time I hear it, I instantly feel like I'm back in Charleston, South Carolina. The sound is a very southern, jazzy, and soulful song by a country/folk artist, Tyler Childers. The song is called The Way of the Triune God. I recognize that many people who hear this song might think more like New Orleans or some other old southern city, but seeing as I have a connection and tie to Charleston, my mind goes there immediately. The quote, "We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are," is very applicable to this instance. I'm choosing to imagine and see this song the way I want to, and no one can tell me otherwise. I'm gonna play the part of the song for you. Next is olfaction, which is smell. A specific smell that triggers emotions and memories for me is the smell of a pencil or crown box. This smell is so nostalgic. It shoots me right back to my 3rd grade classroom in elementary school. I think about sharpening your pencils and colored pencils and the anxiousness I would get when it was time to do math problems. I think that culturally, a lot of kids who grew up in American school systems would have somewhat of a familiarity with this smell. Going back to the quote I mentioned earlier, which is, "We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are," I perceive this smell solely based on my experiences that are unique to me, and someone very well could perceive this scent as something very different. Someone in a different country. I know that many school systems use pencils, but the American school system, we all, on our list of supplies to bring, we would always have, crowns, colored pencils in a crown box. Next is gustation or taste. One of my most memorable culinary experiences take place in Charleston, South Carolina. It was a sweet tea glazed salmon, on a bed of pureed sweet potatoes with a black-eyed peas and corn. I grew up eating traditional Southern cuisine along with a wide variety of seafood. Salmon has always been my choice of protein to get it in this area that has access to the ocean is such a treat. I realize that because I have grown up around fish and eating fish, it is of course something I am used to and perceive as normal and one of my favorite foods. A lot of people who are opposed to fish and even scared to eat it, that could just be because they perceive fish as being gross or they've never really experienced good fish. Next is proprioception, bodily awareness. Recently, I went through a Red Cross class to become a lifeguard. This took a lot of bodily awareness. I had to have a strong, realistic perception of space, which is not easy for me. I do not have the best spatial awareness. My proprioceptive senses, like touch and hearing, helped me be able to locate people who needed help in the pool during my test. Knowing where I was in the pool and if I was close to the wall or not helped me be able to protect myself from hitting my head on the side of the pool. Same with using my vision and common sense to reconcile the depth of the pool. Lastly is attention and focus. Recently, I was on a walk with my neighbor, and they have a beautiful lavender plant planted by her mailbox. There were at least 10 butterflies on this bush. I was so honed in and focused on those butterflies that all my attention was on them. This caused me not to be looking at the sidewalk ahead of me, which in return caused me to fall due to the unevenness of the pavement. Due to my attention being on one stimuli, it affected the way I interacted with the rest of the world. Overall, perception is one of the most personal aspects of being a human being. What we perceive is who we are as a person. How fun is it that we get to live in a world where we all see things a little different? It might cause challenges from time to time, but who wants to live in a world where everything's the same? Thank you.